The Florida Marlins were a disaster. After winning the 1997 World Series, they blew up their roster, became the worst team in baseball overnight, cycled through owners and managers, and yet somehow won another title. A victory many dismissed as nothing more than an accident. So how does a franchise go from being the laughingstock of baseball to hoisting the World Series trophy just 6 years later? And why do some critics label their victory as accidental? Well, to fully understand, we must go back to the moment they won their first championship.
A liner off Nagy's glove into center field. The Florida Marlins have won the World Series.
With this victory, many believed it was the start of a prolonged period of success for the Marlins. They had one of the best starting pitchers in Kevin Brown, fielded outfielder Gary Sheffield in the prime of his career, and had other contributing players still under contract for years to come. However, owner Wayne Huizenga wasn't satisfied. He claimed the team actually lost money, citing $58.9 million in revenue against $88.2 million in expenses. But upon closer inspection, his calculations are a bit fishy. He failed to account for several revenue streams, totaling around $40 million. In reality, the Marlins were operating at a profit of roughly $14 million. But why fudge the numbers? Well, Huizenga was using them as leverage, pressuring local government officials to fund a new stadium. If they refused, he planned to sell the team, famously stating, "If the politicians don't want to build a new stadium, who in their right mind would continue to lose $34 million a year?" So, with no resolution in sight, he ordered the front office to slash the payroll to make the team more appealing to a buyer. And within less than a year, the Marlins traded away 6 of their 8 everyday starters, 3 of their 4 starting pitchers, and their closer from their championship squad. From a fan perspective, it was agonizing to see their championship team be blown up as soon as they reached the top. And for the team, they felt this way too. Manager Jim Leyland described his remaining pitchers as a great group of guys, the kind you want to take out to dinner and then release them. General manager Dave Dombrowski even mentioned, "I never thought of the 1998 Marlins as a defending world champion club." He was right. The majority of players that catapulted them towards success the previous season were now wearing different jerseys. Therefore, it's no surprise that the Marlins became the laughingstock of baseball. With one of the most embarrassing seasons in MLB history, their pitching staff was disastrous.
He may have gotten under it too much, and maybe not. Way back, see ya, it's over.
Their bats were non-existent.
Here comes a 2-2 pitch again. He struck him out.
And they just couldn't do the basics right. By season's end, they ranked 26th in runs per game, dead last in pitching, and rode 2 separate 11-game losing streaks to an abysmal 108-loss season. Their payroll also plummeted from $53 million all the way down to $14. And without reinforcements on the way, they sank toward the bottom of the division year after year after year. It was a dark time for a franchise that brought so much promise just a few years earlier. But while they were seemingly in baseball purgatory, this was actually the time they were building their next championship team. And it all began when Huizenga got his wish, selling the Marlins to John Henry in January of 1999. Finally, the man with dollar signs at the top of his priority was gone. And for the first time in years, the team had the opportunity to build something special. So they got to work, diverting from the franchise's usual win now, pay later approach by investing in player development and scouting. As a result, multiple key faces entered the organization. Through their top draft picks, they selected flamethrowing pitcher Josh Beckett and powerhouse first baseman Adrian Gonzalez. Through international free agency, they acquired a potential superstar in Miguel Cabrera, but perhaps their most impressive work came through the trade market, acquiring under-the-radar players such as third baseman Mike Lowell and starting pitcher Dontrelle Willis. These moves helped restock the farm system mightily, and while the organization continued to go through major changes, including a new owner in Jeffrey Loria and general manager Larry Beinfest, the vision stayed exactly the same. If anything, they helped the cause, adding flexibility to the payroll if a veteran leader was available to help complement their young core. And it just so happened that entering the 2003 offseason, the perfect candidate emerged, Pudge Rodriguez. The long-standing Texas Rangers catcher was one of the best in his position, providing not only plus defensive skills and an above-average bat, but also veteran leadership, which would come in handy with numerous young pitchers on the staff. For this reason, they inked him to an expensive one-year, $10 million deal, the final piece before embarking on their 2003 campaign. At this time, the Marlins were thought of as a good ball club, potentially even a playoff team. But out of the gate, it was looking to be another disastrous season in Fishland. But first, a quick word for today's sponsor, BetterHelp. Remember how you imagined what your life would look like as you got older. For me, it was hard at times seeing my friends graduate high school and attend great colleges, while the path that I chose didn't start off too well. I was injured, living in a foreign country, and constantly comparing myself to others my age, which only made things more difficult. But whether you're navigating a big transition like graduation, a career change, or recovering from an injury like I was, therapy can help you find new perspectives. As I've realized, everyone moves through life at their own pace, and that fact helped me through my time overseas. And if you're considering starting therapy, BetterHelp makes it incredibly easy. Just fill out a short questionnaire, and in most cases, you'll be matched with a licensed therapist within a few days. And if it's not the right fit, you can switch therapists at no extra cost. BetterHelp is also offering 10% off your first month of therapy when clicking my link in the description or by going to betterhelp.com/greenlight. That's betterhelp.com/greenlight for 10% off your first month of therapy. Alright, thank you BetterHelp for sponsoring today's video. Now back to the Marlins. To start the year, the Marlins stumbled, amassing a 16-22 record by mid-May. There was still plenty of time to turn things around, but they were taking no chances, quickly assigning blame to manager Jeff Torborg, who they promptly fired. It came as a shock to most, with many quick to say that it wouldn't change a thing. But the front office felt as though he had lost the clubhouse, and that he was wasting a promising roster, opting to fill his role with 72-year-old Jack McKeon, a respected, no-nonsense manager who they hoped would be a better leader to their young roster. It was without question a bold move, but it started paying dividends immediately.
And delivers. Swing and a line drive, center field, breaking in, Juan Pierre, he has it. Here's the throw to second base, and this double play will end the game. There it is.
2-2. Struck him out. Ball game over. Series over. The Marlins have swept the Philadelphia Phillies. Mordecai. Deep left. Marty! Mike Mordecai ends it here in the 11th.
There's something special going on right now.
With this managerial change, the Marlins were on a roll, but what was even more impactful was the arrival of two rookies, the first of which being Dontrelle Willis.
To Gonzalez. Scoops it up. It's a one-hitter.
After being promoted in mid-May, he instantly made a difference, bringing much-needed consistency to an otherwise injury-plagued rotation, ultimately finishing the season with a .330 ERA in 27 starts. And on the other side of the ball, another rookie was plastered on headlines, Miguel Cabrera.
And it's the rookie Miguel Cabrera in his first game as a big leaguer. Not made the play. Hit to center. Baldelli going back. Still going back. It's out of here! Out of here!
Welcome to the big leagues.
Despite being almost 10 years younger than the average major league player, Miggy came to the show and mashed, amassing 36 extra base hits in about a half season's worth of games, helping spark a massive turnaround for the club as they improved from bottom of the division as late as mid-June to playoff bound as the wild card.
Fly ball center field, Juan Pierre back. He is under it, he has it, and there it is. The Marlins have clinched the 2003 National League wild card.
After their tumultuous start to the season, a playoff berth didn't seem to be in the cards for this group. And yet, here they were, gearing up for October baseball, with their first-round matchup coming against the San Francisco Giants. The NL West champions were a 100-win juggernaut, boasting one of the greatest players the game has ever seen. Because of this, nobody really expected the Marlins to compete in this series. And these thoughts were later heightened with an uninspiring performance in Game 1. They played sloppy defense.
But again and does it. Ball gets away.
can score.
And overall just looked flat, allowing the Giants to take the opener.
Alfonso, Snow, in game one goes to Schmidt and the Giants.
Losing in this fashion was not the ending anyone envisioned for their long-awaited return to the playoffs, wasting Josh Beckett's terrific postseason debut, going 7 strong innings, only allowing 1 run. Because of this, the players acknowledged they let him down. Juan Pierre stated, "When you're lucky enough to get a pitching performance like that, you've got to score some runs. It's almost like we wasted it." Derek Lee backed it up by saying, "Josh Beckett threw as well as I've ever seen him throw. It was really an amazing game for him." It always hurts to give your pitcher a loss after performing exceptionally well. The offense knew they had to be better.
Well, here come the Marlins. Pierre with a shot to right. Cruz is going to come up throwing, but he's going to come throwing to third. It's cut off. Wow. Took them to the Division III World Series. But Encarnacion sends it back. And he's the pride of this game. We're tied again. Oh, he hits this down the line. Cruz got a long way to go. He stumbles. And 2 runs have scored, and Florida has a 7-5 lead.
After being shut out the day before, the Marlins flipped the script, tacking 9 runs on the Giants' pitching staff to level the series up at 1 game apiece.
Juan Pierre camps under it. Snow is gone. And the Florida Marlins have won 9-5 and have tied this NLDS at 1 game apiece.
Splitting the series in San Francisco was a necessity, and it frustrated a few of the Giants players. First baseman JT Snow said it was a weird day. Outfielder Jose Cruz said it was the worst day he'd experienced in the outfield, and Barry Bonds wanted nothing to do with the reporters after the game. It might have seemed like an overreaction to 1 loss, but heading to Florida, they knew things were about to get a lot more challenging. You see, despite averaging just 16,000 fans per game, Pro Player Stadium had been a fortress for the Marlins, posting a 53-28 record. It was home field advantage at its finest, and this time they had a few more fans cheering them on.
Forget the usual 16,000 the Marlins get at home. Try 60,000 for Game 3 between the Giants and Marlins.
With more than triple their regular attendance, the team felt ignited from their energy, and it didn't take long for that to show on the field.
That's the target. They're sitting in the pitch. Swinging along with the left. This one is way back, and it is gone. He came in, and Rodriguez hit it out.
As he had done all year, Pudge Rodriguez was the player to guide the Marlins in front, and on the defensive side, he and Mark Redmond carved through the Giants lineup.
Lowell, and the Giants strand 2, and a big fist for Redmond.
The only problem was the Giants starter Kirk Reeder was able to settle down.
He's been away. Busted that one down, and a big strikeout.
With him now in a groove, it gave his lineup time to make a comeback.
Chopper, Lowell, Castillo, Lee safe. Ripped by Feliz, and we're tied.
It would have been even more, but their franchise icon came through with one of the greatest plays of his career.
Conine towards the corner, Conine towards the wall, leaping, and he got it! What a grab by Jeff Conine, reaching up, banging into the fence, and might have taken a home run away from Rich Aurelia.
This incredible grab helped keep the score level, but with still no offense, the Giants continued to pile on pressure.
At first. A little looper off of Looper, and the Giants have the lead.
It had been a full 9 innings since the Marlins had any offense, and with the score no longer in their favor, it was now or never.
Tim Worrell came in. Rick Sutcliffe, you said so. Well, ball hit to right. Cruz by the line. He dropped it. He dropped it.
It should have been out number 1, but they couldn't care less. They took the gift and ran with it.
And now Gonzalez has walked. There's a punt. Worrell on his knees makes the play to Perez. With the sacks full and a chance for Florida to not only tie it, but a chance for them to win it.
Bases loaded, 2 outs. Everything was riding on the one guy they trusted the most.
Base hit to right. Here comes the tying run.
And here comes the winning run. 11th inning magic again for the Florida Marlins.
A 2-run homer to get the scoring started, and a 2-run single to end it. Pudge was the assassin shooting a dagger directly through the visitors' dugout, putting them on the brink of elimination. And unlike Game 3 where pitchers shined, this one was a back-and-forth bloodbath.
Conine right there on the warning track to make the catch, but here comes Grissom. He'll tag up and he is in to score.
The Giants opened the scoring, but the Marlins came fighting back.
Right field, instead he pulls it. Aurelia bobbles it. Throw to first offline and everybody's safe. The run scores. Nobody out here. Instead of base hit into left. Rodriguez into third. He's trying to score. Bobbled on the infield and a run is in. Broken bat. Looped into left. A hit. Willison. Here comes Pierre. Bonds throwing home. He dives. He's safe. 5-1 Florida.
A 5-1 cushion seemed healthy enough to prevail and eliminate the favorites. But with the Giants fighting for their season, the game was still far from over.
That caroms to the warning track and up against the fence. Durham is in. It's a double for Rich Aurelia. Swinging a high fly ball left center field. This one's deep. Pierre going back, looking to the wall. It's off the fence. Here comes Aurelia around to score, and this is a 1-run game. 2 down and the 0-2. Toward the middle hard, underneath the glove of Gonzalez, and the game is tied.
As the 65,000 helplessly watched their beloved team squander the lead, thoughts started to creep in of a potential Game 5 in California, a reality which could end their season. They desperately needed to retake the momentum.
Hard hit, deep short, through for a base hit. Hit him again. Lee gets drilled for the second time.
With 2 men reaching, the Marlins had something brewing. But with 2 outs, their threat could just as easily be nullified. And the man given this stressful task was someone who started the year at AA, didn't make his debut until June, and wasn't even old enough to drink a beer. Yet he was thrusted into one of the most crucial positions of the team's season. Either he would crumble under the pressure, or prove he belonged with the big guys.
Line drive to right, base hit. Rodriguez rounding third. Cruz throwing home, it comes through. He's safe, he scores. Here comes another run. Lee trying to score. He's in, standing up. They forgot all about him.
Once again, when it mattered most, the Giants' defense faltered, allowing the Marlins to score an extra run. A pivotal one too, because within 4 pitches, the Giants were right back in the game.
And it'll roll down into the corner. And digging it out is Encarnacion. Throws, and Snow hits a ground ball into right field, a base hit. Perez is going to be sent in, and Encarnacion will not throw, and it is now 7-6.
After being acquired mid-season for Adrian Gonzalez, Uguet Urbina was unbeatable on the mound, tossing a 1.41 ERA in just shy of 40 innings. But in this instance, he was 1 pitch away from blowing a pivotal playoff game with a tying run on second with 2 outs. That's why when he entered his windup, everyone in the stadium held their breath.
Loop shot into left. Here comes Conine. He can't get it. He's throwing home. Snow trying to score. The tag. A collision. He is out at home. And the Florida Marlins have cut down the Giants.
It's hard to find many series-clinching plays as incredible as this one, propelling them past the favored Giants and into the championship series where this time they would face the Chicago Cubs. Like the Marlins, they too faced an uphill battle in the divisional round, facing the 101-win Atlanta Braves. However, on the back of starters Kerry Wood and Mark Pryor, the high-powered Braves offense went rather tame. It was clear these 3 were the key to success for the Cubs, but they had their work cut out for them as the Marlins sent Josh Beckett on the hill for Game 1. But what was poised to be a pitcher's duel turned out to be a slugfest for the ages.
Line into center, Pierre slipped and fell, it'll go to the wall. Lofton rounding third, he will score. Grzelcyk on his way to third. Like that. In the air, down the left field line, hit well. Back to the wall, Conine, goodbye. And the 0-1. Lined into left field. It falls in front of Conine. Gonzalez into second. 4-0 Cubbies.
The Marlins then fired back a couple innings later.
3 of 6 here by Pudge Rodriguez. That ball hammered into left field. The third home run of the inning for the Florida Marlins.
Unbelievable.
And they lead 5-4.
After going down early, the Marlins hit 3 home runs to take their first lead of the night, but the following innings continued to go back and forth.
In the air, hit pretty well into right field. Encarnacion looks up. Goodbye. Lined into right field, a base hit by Pudge Rodriguez. 1 run scores. Here comes Pierre. He will score. Hammered into left field. We are tied. Talk about timing to get your first career postseason home run.
They continued to trade blows all the way through 9 innings and even into extras, until a pinch hitter stepped up to lead off the 11th inning.
The kick of the pitch. Swing and a fly ball center field. This is pretty well hit. Lofted at the track. Lofted at the wall. Out of here! Home run center field from Mike Lowell. Oh man, who's writing the script for this one?
Mike Lowell missed practically all of September with an injury, had just 3 at-bats in the divisional round, and wasn't healthy enough to start the game. Yet, despite the adversity he had faced over the previous month, he came through with a swing that put the Marlins 1 step closer to the World Series.
1 unearned run. Ground ball to short, Gonzalez to first, and the Florida Marlins have taken Game 1 at Wrigley Field.
Once again, headlines flurried regarding the Marlins' magic. But with Mark Pryor and Kerry Wood penciled in to start the next 2, their momentum was quickly halted.
Struck him out. Flares the other way. Which he does and strikes him out on 3 pitches.
Together, alongside Game 4 starter Matt Clement, they left the Marlins floundering down 3-1. For many, an insurmountable position, but that's what made the situation all the less threatening. McKeon even said, "There's no pressure on us, we weren't supposed to be here." They already blew past all expectations, and it allowed them to play freely in Game 5.
Zambrano checking and dealing. Low swing, high fly ball left field. Alou looking, it is up and away.
Unlike in the regular season where small ball was the Marlins' bread and butter, the long ball was their ticket to success.
A second place finish in a Central. In the air, left field. Did Rodriguez get enough? Yes, sir.
And to cap off the night, Mr. Marlin Jeff Conine put the finishing touches on a complete team performance.
Wonderful setting this has been. In the air to left field off the bat of Conine. It is 4-0 Marlins.
As the Marlins celebrated on the field, their 60,000 fans joyfully watched. But deep down, they understood it could be their last home game of the season as the series shifted to Chicago. Despite losing Game 5, the Cubs remained as confident as ever, knowing Wood and Pryor were ready for the final 2. In their eyes, the Marlins may have kept the series going, but they were only prolonging their inevitable demise.
So waiting, and the inning is over. The Cubs are 9 outs away.
Just as he had done in his first start, Pryor was terrific, tossing 7 scoreless innings, while the offense tagged on 3 runs. All they needed were 6 more outs before they could step foot on World Series soil. But facing the lineup a 4th time, he found trouble.
Field line off the bat of Pierre. He'll make the turn and coast into second base with a 1-out double.
Finally, a man in scoring position, but down 3 runs, they were going to need a whole lot more to get back in this game. Thankfully for them, they received help in the most unlikely of scenarios.
Reaching into the stands and couldn't get it, and he's livid with a fan.
There's a great chance that Moises Alou would have caught this ball if not for fan interference. This would have also been the 2nd out of the inning, but instead, Luis Castillo was given a second life. One he did not waste.
Why? And it's ball 4 to Castillo. The pitch gets away from Baco, and advancing on to third is Pierre.
Then, as he had done all postseason, Pudge cashed in the first run.
Pierre scores to make it a 3-1 ball game. The tying run is aboard.
With the Cubs now spiraling, Miggy also struck a good bit of fortune.
Game 2. Ground ball in the hole is short. And bobbled by Gonzalez, and everybody's safe.
With men on first and second, Pryor got exactly what he wanted, a ground ball to the shortstop, only to see his usual steady fielder commit an easy error. And on the very next pitch, the Cubs paid the ultimate price.
Hammered down the left field line, and the game will be tied up.
Everything was falling apart for Chicago.
They get Cabrera home, Sosa the catch. The throw will come to the plate, and the Marlins have taken a 4-3 lead. 3 runs are going to score on a double by Mordecai. Here, the batter. Lined into right field, a base hit. They're going to wave around Mordecai. He will score. It is an 8-run Florida 8th inning.
In the end, 8 runs crossed home plate, forcing the series to the 7th game.
With room, and we are going to a 7th game in this National League Championship Series.
They may have been playing in Chicago, but with their stunning victory, all the momentum was on their side.
In the air, deep left center field, and the 20-year-old Cabrera has given the Florida Marlins a 3-0 lead.
You have to go after and make them hit.
A missile in the right center field off the bat of Derek Lee, and the Marlins have recaptured the third inning that gave the Cubs a 5-3 lead. And how about Josh Beckett? The 23-year-old coming back on 2 days rest, 4 innings out of the bullpen, only 1 hit.
During Pryor and Woods' first 2 starts, they combined for 6 runs across 13 2/3 innings. But in their second, it was a whole other story, allowing 12 and 13. Offensive production, their lineup was unable to match.
And the Florida Marlins have come back from 3 games to 1 down to win the National League pennant.
After falling behind 3-1, the series was thought of as over, but this Marlins group never gave up, something their fearless leader acknowledged during his post-game remarks.
We play the game hard into the last out, we don't give up. I'm very happy for my team, nobody expects us to be in the World Series, and there you go. We're going to be there in a couple of days.
Not only was Pudge the perfect role model for this young Marlins group, he was also leading by example at the plate. In the NLDS, he drove in 6 runs in 4 games, and in the NLCS, he added 10 in 7, proving to be worth every penny of his lucrative $10 million contract. And in Game 1 of the World Series, he continued to be the driving force for the offense.
That will give the Marlins the lead. Both runners tag. Pierre advances. He scores, and it's 1-0 Florida.
Before the Yankees even had a chance to bat, the Marlins took the early lead, a statement that proved they belonged, because entering the series, it seemed like it was David versus Goliath. The Yankees were established 90 years before them, had 25 more World Series trophies, and were miles ahead in both team payroll and fan attendance. That's why this early lead was so important, and they continued to silence the Yankee crowd with more runs in the 6th.
And a line drives a base hit into left field. 1 run scores. They're going to test the arm of Matsui. The throw's cut off. Everybody's safe.
For the second time, the Marlins took the lead, and this one stuck, with their pitching staff able to shut down the Yankees' bats.
Juan Pierre coming on. This game belongs to Florida. They win Game 1, a final of 3-2.
With this victory, the Marlins were now the World Series favorites, exciting everyone around the team for the rest of the night. But over the next 2 days, the Yankees reminded them who they were messing with.
Ryota Matsui, the pitch swung on, hit in the air to deep center. Pierre back, way back in deep center. It is gone!
Left field base hit. Hideki Matsui delivers again. Williams hits into straightaway center field. Pierre back at the wall, a leap, and it's gone. A 3-run home run for Williams.
Losing the next 2 in the series suddenly put them in a hole, but it also made them realize they needed to stay grounded in order to have any chance of overcoming the odds one last time.
Into right field. Back is Garcia at the wall. Home run, Cabrera. Left side base hit, it's 3-0.
With their backs against the wall, the Marlins jumped to an early 3-0 lead in the first inning, the perfect start to a must-win game, but they were unable to build upon their momentum.
On the inside corner, struck him out. A 95-mile-an-hour fastball from Roger Clemens as he walks off.
With their inability to add on runs, it kept the Yankees in the game, putting added pressure on closer Urbina, who began to find trouble in the ninth.
The tying run will come to the plate. Another hit for Williams. He's 3 for 4. The tying runs are on for New York.
Against the Yankees, it was never going to be easy, but following a fielder's choice to set down 2 in the inning, only one man separated them from victory, Ruben Sierra, a player not known for his offensive prowess, and the odds continued to stack against him as the count reached 2 strikes. Things were looking promising, but Sierra wouldn't go down without a fight, fouling off pitch after pitch before finally getting one he could inflict damage on.
That may tie it. In to score is Williams. DeLucci coming around. He'll score. It's a 3-3 game with Sierra at third.
The faces on the Marlins players said it all. Just when it looked like they would tie the series, the Yankees leveled the score down to their final out, forcing extra innings where both teams traded zeros.
Broken bat pop-up. Lowell, inning over. And what a job by Looper. Postseason into the action. Lee breaks his bat. Jeter gets the out. And that's as quick and as easy as it can get.
Extra innings is a time built for stars, but instead, the Marlins found their hero from an unlikely source.
The 3-2. Swing and a drive down the left field line. This one's got a chance. Curling. Gone! It's gone! Alex Gonzalez has done it! In the bottom of the 12th inning in Game 4, and the Marlins have tied this series at 2 games apiece.
Entering Game 4, Alex Gonzalez recorded just 5 hits in 49 postseason at-bats. Yet, when it all came down to him, he made no mistake of Jeff Weaver's 3-2 offering, tying the series in heroic fashion, and sparing them from facing David Wells with their season on the line. That October, Wells was at his best, pitching to the tune of a 2.42 ERA in 3 starts. And to begin Game 5, it was more of the same.
3 ground balls and a 1-2-3 inning for David Wells here in the first.
It was clear the Marlins bats were in for a tough battle, but before they could truly assess Wells, he was out of the game.
On the face of David Wells, this little straight up and down flip, and then moving that back, grimacing as he gets back to the dugout.
With Wells departing due to injury, the Yankees had to scramble to cover the innings lost. They tried their best with Jose Contreras, but the rookie was unable to bring the same level of dominance.
Down to second is Lowell. It's ball 4 to Lee, and it's 2 on with 2 out, 2 on, 2 out. And that's into right center field. New bat and all. It's going to plug the gap, and it's going to tie the game. Here's Petty. He grounds it into right center field. 2 runs will score, and the Marlins have taken a 3-1 lead.
No one ever wants to see an injury, but in Wells' absence, the offense was able to take control of the game, allowing them to reclaim the series lead.
Pick by Derek Lee. The Marlins win Game 5.
The Marlins were one of baseball's newest franchises, yet were on the verge of beating its most successful. And in storybook fashion, this matchup was reflected in the Game 6 starters. For the Yankees, Andy Pettitte, a cornerstone to their 4 championship titles in 5 years. He had seen it all, and was tasked with yet another key World Series start. While on the other hand, the Marlins tagged Josh Beckett, a 23-year-old who had less than 50 starts under his belt. It was a battle of polar opposite teams with polar opposite pitchers, keeping the baseball world on the edge of their seats, wondering who would come out victorious.
Jeter, the leap, the throw, what a play. Ground ball to second, Castillo, out, double play, and out of the inning is Josh Beckett.
As many anticipated, this game was all about the pitchers, with both cruising through the early innings. But while Beckett showed off his youth with great stamina late into the game, Pettitte began to slow down.
That string ends as Gonzalez is on with a 2-out single. Line drive, base hit. Line drives a base hit into right. The throw home by Garcia to the plate. Safe, touching the plate and putting the Marlins on top is Gonzalez.
Then the following inning, another run.
And a little flare into right center field. Garcia will make the grab. Tagging is Conine. Coming to the plate, it's 2-0 Florida.
2 runs. During the regular season, the Marlins won just 5 out of 25 games when scoring that few. But with Beckett on the mound, it proved to be all they needed. He sat down Derek Jeter.
As a breaking ball has him frozen, knees buckling, 1 out.
Bernie Williams.
In for strike 3, strikeout number 6 for Beckett.
And Hideki Matsui with ease.
Making these Yankee hitters look bad as he goes through the lineup time after time.
3 World Series veterans from the Yankees, yet the playoff rookie remained untouchable on the mound, going the distance to secure the Marlins' 2nd World Series trophy.
Trying to win it all again. Posada, slow roller right side. Beckett picks it up, tags Posada, and the Florida Marlins are world champions. And this improbable team, improbable ride, they end up on top.
After winning the 1997 World Series, the Marlins dumped their star players, dove to the depths of the payroll chart, went through numerous owners, stadium controversy, a managerial fire, and started the 2003 season an ugly 19-29. From the outside, they seemed like the most broken organization in sports. Yet, just a few months later, they were crowned champions. For many, it was like they accidentally won the World Series. But during their years of turmoil, they were building for the future. They made key free agent signings, made excellent draft picks, and struck big through the trade market. They weren't an organization that got lucky. They earned every moment, every win, and every ounce of respect. Thank you so much for watching till the end of the video. If you enjoyed, please make sure to subscribe. We are so close to 30,000 and I'd greatly appreciate having you on board. Also, if you would like to learn how a team that had the worst offense, the worst pitching staff, and dysfunction from top to bottom within the organization somehow won the World Series the very next year, then click the video on your screen.